The sun rose softly over the hills of Umuoma, a quiet village nestled among the red-earth parts of eastern Nigeria. Morning light spread like honey, touching the clay huts and the palm trees that swayed gently in the breeze. The air carried the rhythm of pesos pounding yam, and the laughter of children fetching water in small clay pots. It was a village of peace, a village of song. But behind every melody lived a whisper of fear, a story told only when night fell. For in Umuoma, the birth of twins was not a thing of joy. The people believed that one twin came from the land of the living, and the other from the spirit world. When such a birth happened, the masquerade of the dark moon would come. Wrapped in palm leaves, carrying a staff of cowrie shells, its white wooden mask shone beneath the red moonlight as it walked from hut to hut, searching for the home where two cries had been heard. The villagers would close their doors, hold their breath, and whisper prayers that the masquerade would pass them by. Yet in one small hut near the edge of the forest, lived a man named Motsi Okafor, his wife Ngozi, and their only daughter Ihidi, a young woman whose laughter could lift even the darkest cloud. Motsi Okafor was a proud farmer, his hands hardened by years of tilling the soil. He loved his daughter deeply, though his heart often ached for a son who would carry his name. But Ihidi was his treasure, hardworking, beautiful, and full of grace. Then, one quiet evening, everything changed. The fire crackled gently inside their hut when Ihidi knelt before her parents, tears shining in her eyes. "Papa," she said softly, "I am with child." Silence fell. The air thickened as Motsi Okafor's face grew still. "Who is the father?" he asked, his voice trembling. "It is Obi, from the next village," she whispered. "He promised to marry me." Her mother covered her face and wept. Her father turned away, torn between shame and longing, shame that his only daughter was with child before marriage, and longing for the chance that this child might be a boy, the son he had prayed for all his life. But deep in his chest, a darker fear stirred. Twins had been born before in their family. And each time, the masquerade had come. That night, Motsi Okafor sat outside beneath the pale moon. The air was cold and heavy, and memories returned, his sister's screams, the drums, the rattles fading into the forest. He clenched his fist. "Not my daughter," he whispered. "Not this time." Days passed, and Ihidi's belly grew. She felt the soft rhythm of two heartbeats inside her, two small drums of life. The old midwife, Mama Nwakigo, smiled and said, "You carry double blessings, my child." But her father's face turned pale. To him, it was not double blessings. It was double danger. Then came the night of the twin moon. Thunder cracked across the sky. Rain poured down in silver sheets as the wind howled through the palm leaves. Inside their hut, Ihidi cried out, her voice breaking through the storm. The midwife walked by the flickering light of an oil lamp, praying under her breath. Then, two cries filled the night. Two tiny souls, wrapped in palm leaves, breathing the air of life. "Twins," Mama Nwakigo whispered in awe. "Beautiful twins." But at the doorway stood Motsi Okafor, frozen. Lightning lit his face, and in that flash, he thought he heard it, the faint, distant beat of drums, echoing from the forest. Before dawn, the village grew still. Then, the sound returned, the rattle of the masquerade's shells, moving closer. Fog rolled across the ground, thick as smoke. The villagers closed their doors, whispering, "Let it pass us by." But the masquerade did not pass. It stopped before the hut of Motsi Okafor. Inside, Ihidi clutched her babies tightly as her mother wept. The rattles grew louder. The door shook. "Hide, my child," her mother cried. But Ihidi stood. Her body weak, her spirit fierce. She wrapped her babies in cloth, lifted them in her arms, and stepped into the storm. The masquerade towered before her, a figure of shadow and mist, its mask gleaming white beneath the fading red moon. Ihidi's voice rose against the wind. "If you want a life, take mine, but you will not take my children." Behind her, Motsi Okafor fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. For a moment, the world held its breath. The masquerade raised its staff, and then, from the heavens, a ray of light pierced through the clouds. It fell upon Ihidi and her twins, golden and pure. The masquerade trembled. The rattles fell silent. Then, with a sound like thunder breaking, its mask split and crumbled into the earth. The storm ceased. The wind calmed. And Ihidi stood, still holding her babies, as dawn broke over Umuma. When the villagers came, they found her beneath the ancient tree in the forest, her twins sleeping peacefully in her arms. Beside her lay the broken mask of the masquerade, half buried in dew. They knelt before her, whispering. She faced the spirits, and won. That morning, the curse was broken. No longer would fear chase the cries of newborn twins. Ihidi became the symbol of hope, the mother who faced the spirits and changed her people's hearts forever. And when the moon shines bright over Umuma, if you look toward the sacred tree, you will see them, 2 stars, side by side in the night sky. The twins who lived. The twins who remind the world that love is stronger than fear. And that a mother's courage can silence even the oldest curse. Flute Fates. End title: The Night of the Twin Moon, an African Fairy Tale.